Well, now it's your turn through our social media review, coming through our portal RT_Sputnik. Gayatri, what's rattling?
The kitten says, what do you think about Kutchner being on the new £2 coin? Any thoughts?
It's an outrage, and if it had come before Parliament, I would have laid an objection to it. Kitchener wasn't just the butcher of the Omdurman in the Sudan. He didn't just, according to Mr. Churchill, allow his soldiers to dig up the grave of the Mahdi, cut off the head from the skeleton and play football with it. He actually caused the deaths of hundreds of thousands of British people in the First World War. I mean, how much blood do you have to actually shed to get yourself on a British £2 coin?
Tykes replies to my question, what is happening in Sudan, says, round up the usual suspects. It's all about oil and arms, exporting countries.
I kind of feel that. I mean, Ahmed was very clear that it's been misgoverned. There's been some damned awful dictators in Sudan, no doubt. But I think that the very sight of such a huge African country with so much potential and so much potential wealth and the oil and gas finds underneath it was just waiting to be picked off by those who make a living, and a really good one, out of breaking such countries up.
You know what I wonder, and some of the tweets as well, where are George Clooney and Angelina Jolie now? Has their contract finished to pop up?
Well, that's a good point, because it became, especially an American celebrity cause,
Quite.
The breakup of Sudan. And a lot of black people, I think, were misled into believing that somehow the conflict in Sudan was between non-black Arabs and black Africans. Whilst all Sudanese are African, most Sudanese are Muslim.
Right.
And it ought to have been possible for Muslims and Christians and animists to coexist within the same state, especially a state with this potential.
About Korea, Joe Cook says, post-World War II, Korean peninsula partitioned, the South living on the US-led imperial design, the North now suffering constant US interference.
Well, it is. I mean, North Korea, no doubt, has also had its share of bad governance. No doubt at all about that. I mean, if this Uncle Jang was so bad, how come Kim Jong-il appointed him to the post in the first place?
Yeah.
But there's no doubt that the United States, in killing such a huge number of North Koreans, in putting so many nuclear weapons into Japan, the ancient enemy of the Koreans, has contributed to a siege mentality on the peninsula, at least in the northern part.
Vinny Irish says, I think it's a country run by a dictator, but I do not view him as an imminent threat to the West.
No, there's absolutely no question of North Korea being a threat to the West. The threat is the other way round. But whether Kim Jong-un, with the emphasis on young, age 30, is really in command of events now, we'll have to wait and see. Keith was not ambivalent about that, but he wasn't absolutely certain either, so we'll have to keep a watching brief on that.
Well, that's all the tweets that we've got for this week.
Which is a pity, because that means that's all the time we've got.
Do keep the tweets coming on RT_Sputnik. That's it from me, Gayatri.
And from me, George Galloway. It's been marvellous.